Very good evening and welcome to one of Greyhound Racing's nights of the year. We're here at the Regal Sunderland Stadium for one of the richest juvenile events on the calendar, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby. The winner tonight guaranteed to take away at least £5,000, and that's the centrepiece of our programme here on Sky Sports this evening. In all, we have 4 live races coming up for you over the next hour, and we also hope to give you a real flavour of what Greyhound Racing live is really like. But if you, like me, need someone to point you in the right direction, well, we have the right men for the job in Harry and Barry, our bookie bashers. Let me introduce you first of all to Barry. Football fans amongst you will recognise him. It's Barry Silkman, former, well, let me think, Queen's Park Rangers, Manchester City, Orient player. There were a few more, weren't there?
Yeah, keep going, Jeff. Yeah. Got about another 15 to go, yeah.
Of course, these days you change sports and you're very much involved in Greyhound racing. I know you're looking forward to the big one tonight. We have a hot favourite for that as well in Justright Melody, but you're not convinced, are you?
No, I think he's got a hard task around this track. If it was a big galloping track, I think he'd be a good thing. But at 2-1 on this track, I wouldn't like to be on him. So I think I might pass him over tonight, even though he's the best dog in the race.
All right, Barry, well, we'll get your views on the big race very shortly indeed. But of course, before that, we have 2 other live races, 4 in all, as I say, during this hour. Let's just check on those 4 live races for you. And there we are. We start off with the Dransfield Puppy 580. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes' time. Of course, puppies up to 2 years of age. The Sky Sports Marathon, that's at 10:20. The big one is at 10:35, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby Final. And we round things off at 10:50 with the BGRF Hurdle Trophy. 4 live races then. And the first live race, well, that's underway in just a couple of minutes' time. Let's check the lineup with our race commentator this evening now. It's Errol Blyth.
And we have 2 railers in the field for this 580-metre race. A short dash to the bend. Trap 1 is Dream Start, locally trained by Jimmy Fennick. Trap 2, Fancy Melody, trained again locally by Shirley Lindley. 3 is Just Right Risky, trained by Tom Robinson, who's got the warm favourite for our big race, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby Final. Trap 4, Maggie's Dev. Trap 5, Mere Mischief. And Trap 6 is No Problem Billy. 4 wide seeds then for this 580-metre race. The youngest of the party, Trap 1, Dream Start, the youngest of these puppies. Now some betting for you for this race. We're expecting to see Just Right Risky open up favourite for this 580-metre puppy race, the Dransfield Puppy Race, and Just Right Risky in Trap 3, trained by Tom Robertson. You can see quite a warm favourite, opened up at evens, showing at 11-10. It's 5-2, Trap 5, Mere Mischief. After this, you can see 9-2, Maggie's Dev in Trap 4, 12-1, Trap 6, No Problem Billy, 25-1, Dream Start and Fancy Melody.
Thanks very much indeed, Errol. Well, you've met Barry. It's time to meet the other half of our dynamic duo now, Harry. It's Harry the dog Findlay. He's down amongst the bookmakers at the moment. Harry, where's the money going?
Evening, Jeff. Well, this looks to be like a 2-runner heat to me between 3 and 5. 3's a short price favourite, 11-10 and even money, and there's plenty of money for it. The problem there is the short run at the bend. It's only 5.80. It is a really short run at the bend, and I didn't think he showed that much early pace in the semi-finals of the Puppy Derby, and I think it might come unstuck because of that short run. I think perhaps 5's got a chance. Money at 5-2 now, 9-4. That could find the race run to suit it. He might come late on the scene and win. There's 3 more cracking races, but more about those later on.
Well, that's Harry Findlay, our man down amongst the bookmakers. He reckons it's between 3 and 5. Let me just, at the moment, bring Barry Silkman back in. Barry, 3 and 5, is that your view?
No, I'm afraid it's not. I think 3's got an awful draw. It's got every chance being the favourite, but desperate draw. Me, I fancy 5 and 4, and I'll go in that order, 5 to beat 4. I think 3's got a very, very hard draw.
OK, so for Barry, it's 5, Mere Mischief, to beat Maggie's Dev. Let's have a betting update now with Errol.
Yes, the latest betting, and you can see Just Right Risky just shortened again, went out to 5-4, but back into even money here. 5-2, Mere Mischief, the main opponent in the betting market. It's 9-2, Maggie's Dev, 14-1, Trap 6, No Problem Billy, that's on the slide, and the 2 outsiders in Traps 1 and 2, Dream Start and Fancy Melody. You can see that the Greyhound starting to go into the boxes. The outsider there, Trap 6, No Problem Billy, already in the boxes, trained by Kay Thomas. Trap 5 just going in, that's Mere Mischief. We haven't got too much form over this distance of 580 metres. Of course, they're very young. Most of them have been tried over 4 bends so far, 450 metres here at Sunderland. And several of them ran in our big competition, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby, but failed on the way. Just Right Risky in Trap 3, wearing the white jacket, one of 4 wide-seeded runners. Barry Silkman pointed out he doesn't believe it's a good draw. Well, we'll have to see. It's drawn in trap 3. Let's see how he gets on. Quite a tight little track is Sunderland. You can see trap 2 just about to go in. That's Fancy Melody. She's about to go into the boxes, trained locally by Shirley Lindley. And the last one to go in will be trap 1, Dream Start. They're the two outsiders in trap 1 and trap 2. And a quick look at the betting then, just before they run the hare. You can see it's evens trap 3, Just Right Risky. 9-4 trap 5, Mere Mischief. That's just shortened slightly. And a bit of money for trap 6, one of the outsiders. And away they go, and this short dash to the bend then, and trap 2 leads up early. Fancy Melody, you can see trap 3 didn't get the best of runs there, Just Right Risky. So as they go around the first 2 bends, 2 runs awfully wide there, nearly off the track, and is now being joined by trap 3 and trap 6, and trap 6 now goes on. No Problem Billy, No Problem Billy, one of the outsiders, but the favourite's handy, Just Right Risky in second. After these we've got 4 Maggie's Dev heading down the far side, and it's still No Problem Billy, but here comes the favourite moving up on the inside, Just Right Risky, and Just Right Risky goes on now, quickens up to the cheers of the crowd. This is a good favourite and is going to win this one, going away. Trap 5 sticking on nicely, Mere Mischief, but it's going to be 3 Just Right Risky who wins it from trap 5, Mere Mischief, and back in third was Maggie's Dev. It did look at one stage that the favourite was in trouble at that first bend, Just Right Risky, but he showed his class. Just Right Risky came good in the end, and he's won this one, going away in the end from trap 5, Mere Mischief.
Well, what a great start that is for Tom Robinson, who of course trains the big race favourite as well, Just Right Melody, based up in Durham, and well, he's got off to an absolutely flying start with Just Right Risky. But Barry Silkman, in many respects you read it correctly, didn't you? Just Right Risky had all sorts of problems, but in the end, good performance.
Yeah, I mean, he never got any sort of run round the first 2 bends, but what helped him here off the second bend, 2 has just run right off the track. He's run up the hare round, give him an awful lot of room to run round. But then he comes out and collides with 2 coming up the home straight. I mean, he got no sort of run, but nor did anything else that was up the front with him, barring 6, and 6 wasn't good enough to win anyway. And once 3 went down the back straight line second, and all the other dogs had been involved in scrimmaging and a hell of a lot of trouble, there was only one winner. And in the end, he done it very, very, very well. But I think he was a lucky dog that 2 disappeared up the hero off the second bend, otherwise he wouldn't have got any sort of run. But in the end, he's won like an even money chance should.
I think they think a bit of this puppy as well, don't they? I mean, on the basis of this, how good do you think it is?
No, I wouldn't like to say he's a world beater at all. He got every help he could in running. The field wasn't a fantastic field, but take nothing away from the dog. He won very, very well. He couldn't have ended up winning easier. But the field he ran against, I don't think were too great. And he's won well tonight, but I wouldn't go overboard about him.
Well, that one's the winner, Just Right Risky. As I say, great start to the evening for Tom Robinson. Let's chest the SP.
And it was a win for trap 3, Just Right Risky, the 11-10 favourite. Second, trap 5, Mere Mischief at 9-4. The chart forecast, that paid £3.63, and the winning time was 37.18.
And the presentation about to take place. There's the winning pup, Just Right Risky, and making the presentation at the end of that race, Dave Bowcutt, who's the operations director of Dransfield, the sponsors. And, Just Right Risky, picking up well-deserved rewards there. First of our 4 live races. It's a cold and damp evening, by the way, here at Sunderland, but that hasn't deterred a very big crowd indeed for turning out. And they'll be looking for dogs to back in the next 3 races, so hopefully will you. Let's find out what the word is by Johnny Harry Findlay.
First of all, Jeff, I've got to say that was a cracking performance by that pup there. I've got a great view of him storming up the straight. It looks like Tom Robinson's got another serious tool on his hands. There won't be many 6-bend pups want to take that one on the next couple of months. We've got 3 cracking races coming up now. This race for me is the best bet of the night. The 3-dog here, Tame Flip from Powderall. It was a great class graded marathon that it won last time out. 4 and 6 won't stay. They'll be calling for a cab at the 6-bend, and I think the 3-dog era comes storming through to win. Great viewing for the marathon later on in 20 minutes' time. The last 2 races, the great final, the puppy final, there's no doubt that Just Right Melody, Robinson's dog's the best dog in the race. The problem being, he won't be in front going past me first time, and what's going to happen between here and over there, that's what counts. It's the best dog, but will it win? Not for me at odds on what it is, 4 to 6 at the moment. Perhaps one of the outsiders can win it at a big price there. The hurdle race, 2 runners, 3 and 4. 4's the faster dog, 3's the better jumper. Take your pick. One of them will win. Only other chance is 2 in that race. Good luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Harry. He's got all our money, actually. if they don't come in, we're hitchhiking back to London tomorrow, so we've got our fingers crossed as well. 3 more live races still to come here on Sky Sports. Welcome back to Sunderland, an evening of live greyhound racing here on Sky Sports, and Justright Risky getting Tom Robinson off to a magnificent start in our first live race. And remember, he has the hot favourite Justright Melody in the big one, and Tom's currently talking to Clive Lawrence.
Tom, great run there by Justright Risky. Did you think he'd recover after that bump at the first?
Well, hoping so. The dog's done a good race when he got straightened out and saw what he was chasing, I think. And it's the first time he's gone over the distance.
Yes, he stayed on quite strongly. Just a longer 6 bends for him?
Well, possibly, when he's a bit older.
Now, what about Justright Melody later on in the big final? Odds-on favourite. Does he deserve to be that?
I would think so.
And has he got the early pace to go around the bend in the first or second, you know?
Well, it's a bit difficult. We'll let the dog do the talking, I think. And good luck to everybody else. If they can beat him, good luck to them. But I've got to fancy my dog.
Good luck, Tom.
And the Northern Puppy Derby, of course, the big one. It comes up at 10:35 this evening, so don't miss that. What we're going to do now is give you a bit of a bonus by showing you one of the races which took place earlier this evening. It was the 9:05. It was a case of really blink and you miss it. It's 255 metres, so the answer is don't blink. Let's just take a show of betting. This is how they bet before the off here. And there it is. Odds-on favourite, Del Monte Lane from Trap 1, the 5-4 on favourite, 7-2, Game Easy. Let's join our commentator, Errol Blyth.
And away they go for this 2-bend sprint, and 2 gets a flyer. Game Easy leads early here. 1 Del Monte Lane struggling at the moment towards the rear. There's trouble on the outside there, and now 2 Game Easy's well clear from 1 Del Monte Lane off in chase in second, but it's all over surely. Trap 2 Game Easy wins this one easily in the end from Trap 1 Del Monte Lane in second, but superb trapping ability there from Trap 2 Game Easy. Won the race by belting out of the boxes, and he's won by a good 5, perhaps 6 lengths.
That's how they finished then. Game Easy at 7-2, upsetting the favourite, Del Monte Lane, odds on in second place. 5-4 on favourite, but beaten into second place. Well, let's go back to our live action now, because coming up very shortly indeed we have the Dransfield Marathon over 827 metres. Here's the lineup with Errol.
And the lineup as follows. In Trap 1 is Lockington Lass, trained by Johnny Seagrave. Trap 2 is Jerpoint Knight, trained by John Marriott. In Trap 3, Tane Flip, trained by Billy Russell at Powder Hall. Trap 4, Stacey's Black, trained by Bruce McDonald. 2 wide runners here, Josie's Champion, trained by Gerald Lidley, who is attached to Hall Green. And in Trap 6, that's Davcliffe Fox, trained by George Miller at Brough Park.
Still waiting for a show betting. They're due off at 10:20. There's the one dog, Lockington Lass. Close railer, so I guess the draw is ideal for that one then, Barry.
Yeah, it's got a good draw, but with me, absolutely no chance. You and me might as well be out there. I think it's got as much chance as us.
Trained by Johnny Seagrave. Racing people will remember him for the Cock of the North, top northern jockey, of course. Lockington Lass out of Trap 1. Trap 2 is Jerpoint Knight. Bit sketchy form recently. Has hinted, though, at times that this marathon trip may be the right trip.
Yeah, he does look like he stays. I mean, he's run over 900 metres at Nottingham, but he's not had a race going back since July, and we're now in the end of October. It's a long time without a race, so he may need this race. On his best form, he would have a very good chance, but he's not getting any younger. He's 4.5, and he may well need this race.
OK, well, that's the 2 dog. I think you'll give the 3 dog a certain chance. The Scottish Marathon champion last year, or rather beating the Scottish Marathon champion last year, that was Diane Starr. This is Tane Flip. Give this one some sort of chance?
Yeah, they all tell me from Powder Hall this is a certainty, and I may well go along with them, I think. He looks a good thing, looks like he'll stay every inch of this marathon, and they're all in to back it from Powder Hall, and it's not that quick a journey from there, so they can't all be wrong. OK, well, could be one for Scotland then. Tane Flip from Trap 3. Trap 4 is Stacey's Black. Well, Stacey's Black improving all the time at the moment. It does say 6 bends. 8 bends, I guess, is another question. Yeah, this is a fly in the ointment. I mean, this dog found 10 lengths on his best form the last time he ran over 4.62 metres at Middlesbrough. Now, whether he gets this trip or not, well, we've got to wait and see, but she looks like she'll go a long way clear. If she stays, she'd win, but I've got great reservations whether she'll stay.
Okay, well, that no races, by the way, no wins means no open races. And that's the case as well with Josie's Champion. Never run in an open before, but this is one that does look as if the trip might suit.
Yes, he looks like he'll stay, but in a very slow run race. To be perfectly honest, I give this absolutely no chance. Again, I think you and me could probably be just as close as this one.
Okay, well, another one written off by Barry in that case then, Josie's Champion. Let's take a look at the 6th dog. This is Davcliffe Fox, fairly useful handicapper from Brough Park.
Yeah, it's got it all to do. It's got a good draw, which is about the best thing you could say. It's got a very, very hard race here, and I can't see him taking any part at all either, so I think we can write that one off as well.
Head on the block then. What's it to be for you, Barry?
3 will win. The only fly in the ointment is if 4 stays, but I've got great reservations, so I've got to stick with 3.
Okay, well, that's the scene at the moment. Let's have a show of betting with Errol.
Yes, twice round this race. Let's see how they bet. And a very warm favourite, trap 3, Tane Flip, showing at 4-6, but drifting, opened up at 1-2. It's 4-1, trap 1, Lockington Lass, also Jerpoint Knight in trap 2. It's 5-1, trap 5, Josie's Champion, 8-1, trap 4, Stacey's Black. The outsider of the 6 is trap 6, Davcliffe Fox at 20-1.
Yep. Yeah, there's been plenty of money for the 3 dog at evens. When they put up the evens, it's taken. The reason why it's drifted from 4-6 to evens is because of the 2 dog. There's been bits of the 2 dogs been nibbled at 5-1 and 4-1. That's where the money lies, between 3 and 2. And I think 3 will win it with a storming late run.
Seems to be unanimous to me. Everybody going for 3. The punters are going for 3. Barry's going for 3. Harry's going for 3. Sounds to me as if it should be where you have your money. That's the scene this evening at Sunderland, one of the biggest nights of the year, as we say. And I'll tell you what, that here at the Regal Sunderland Stadium, people are enjoying, well, some high-class catering in the restaurant and some high-class enjoyment on the track as well. Let's have another show of betting.
Yes, the last few going in. 4-5 now, Tane Flip. Weak out there, 1-2 out to 4-5. You can see the money for Jerpoint Knight now, 4-1 into 3-1. 6-1 bar these 2. Well, the last 2 going in now, Jerpoint Knight. We're expecting an early pace from trap 4 here. Stacey's Black, not too far off the clock for 4 bends at Middlesbrough. But as the last one goes in, we're expecting a big finish from traps 2 and 3. Jerpoint Knight gambled, and trap 3, Tane Flip, the favourite. There's now running. Don't forget this race, 827 metres. That's twice round here. 8 bends they have to negotiate. And away they go, and racing up towards the first bend, and the favourites out in front already. Trap 3, Tane Flip, going up with a 2-length lead from trap 5. Josie's Champion, and trap 6, Davcliffe Fox. That one really wide there, and then comes trap 1, Lockington Lass. That's improving down that back stretch. They're approaching the 3rd of 8 bends, and it's 3, Tane Flip. But look at trap 1 showing a bit of pace down that back stretch. Lockington Lass trying to close the gap. There's a gap now to 5, Josie's Champion in 3rd. Over a circuit to go, the favourites in front, Tane Flip. Still running a bit wide, but it's got a 3-length advantage over trap 1, Lockington Lass. As they go down the far side for the final time. Surely this is a formality. You can hear them cheering outside for this one. Trap 3, Tane Flip. Big support down from Scotland for this one. And Tane Flip, she's made most, and she's going further and further away. This looks useful as they come off the final bend. Then trap 3, Tane Flip's going to win it. Could have a race on for the forecast spot. 5, Josie's Champion's coming from off the pace. But 3, Tane Flip wins it. Trap 5 got up to be 2nd, Josie's Champion, and the judge will probably call for a photo for 3rd. But really the race was all over as soon as trap 3, Tane Flip, belted out of the boxes to lead early. Made all looked very impressive.
Yes, there'll be some celebrations in Scotland this evening, no question about that. Tane Flip absolutely torturing them here in the Sky Sports Marathon. It was an impressive performance, to say the least. Tane Flip, the winner then. Let's just take a look at how Tane Flip did it. And the answer is, emphatically, easiest winner of the night by far, Barry.
Yes, to be honest, Jeff, when them traps opened and 3 led, I couldn't believe my eyes. I mean, the race was over. She obviously stays every inch of this journey, and once she'd gone round in front, it was a question of how far she'd win and who would be 2nd for the forecast. But she was what is known, once she led, as the proverbial good thing, providing she stayed sound, and touch wood, she did stay sound. But she's turned this race into a possession. I mean, there is nothing we can say about it.
You were a bit concerned, weren't you, that there was some money for one of the other dogs before the start?
Yeah, there was a lot of money for 2, and I found that a bit strange because it hasn't had a race for quite a few months, and is a May 90 dog, so it's 4.5 years old, and dogs of that age do tend to need a little bit more work than younger dogs, you know, and I thought 2 may need the run, which proved the case. But then saying that, once 3 led, I don't think it mattered if 2 needed a run or didn't need a run. They were never going to pick this bitch up. And they tell me connections were on at 13 to 8 today in the betting shops throughout the country, so they've pulled off a nice little coup.
Yeah, I think we should mention as well that Harry Findlay said that this one was absolutely nailed on and suggested that 13 to 8 at the time was an absolutely exceptionally good value price. And how right he was. How good is this dog?
Well, she's obviously much, much better than these, but, you know, again, there wasn't a fantastic amount in the race, and you'd like to see her against some very good marathon dogs to find out how good she is, but she was obviously much better class than these.
Well, Tane Flip, the winner, and a pretty skinny price, I would suspect. Let's find out.
And a win for trap 3, Tane Flip, winning at 4 to 5, the favourite. Second was trap 5, Josie's Champion, at 6 to 1. The winning time there, 52.96, a useful time, and the chart forecast, £5.72.
Very pleasant evening's work for Tane Flip and her connections as well. Well, the presentation about to take place, and, well, who do I see down there but Harry the dog Findlay himself, having pocketed the spoils himself. He's now down there doing a bit of extra duty as well by performing the presentation.
Well, a great result for the punters here. We all had the 13 to 8 off one of the major firms today, and what a great performance. When she led, that was end of shift as far as that was concerned. A tremendous performance, showed the early pace, and that was, like I say, the end of it. A great performance there. Kenny must be pleased with the bitch.
Very pleased, yes. Oh, what a win with her. She's been a joy to have.
She had a good run at Padderall last week. They say it was more than just a graded marathon. They say it was more or less a decent open class marathon.
Yeah, it was that, but she's coming on. The trainer's done a good job on her. Very pleased with Mr. Russell's. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight, but hopefully we'll see her down in London now.
I know it's Kenny. She's quite a young dog, so you're looking for a great time throughout this winter with this bitch.
Yeah, she's going down to London now.
Picking up all those big marathon prizes down there.
Well, hopefully. Well, you've got to give it a try.
Well, good luck, Kenny. It was a great result for the punters, and we all enjoyed it. Well done.
Thanks very much indeed, Harry. A bit of an understatement, that, wasn't it? She's coming on. She certainly is. Coming up next, the big race, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby, £5,000 minimum guaranteed to the winner. It's next on Sky Sports. Welcome back to the Regal Sunderland Stadium. The rain just began to fall outside, but it won't dampen the spirits of the big crowd here this evening, because the big one is coming up next. It's the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby, one of the richest events on the juvenile calendar. £5,000 guaranteed to the winner. It's just a matter of minutes away now. Now, the semi-finals were run here last Saturday. This is how they worked out.
They're running for the first semi-final of the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby. And away well is the favourite in trap 5, Justright Melody. Makes the bend in time there. All sorts of problems on the inside. And trap 3, Hangover, just moving into second. As they head down the far side, Justright Melody has put daylight between himself and his rivals. Has gone at least 6 lengths clear at that third bend from Hangover. Then comes Eteric Blue racing in third. Off the final bend, then it's all Justright Melody. A fabulous performance here by the favourite. Wins it very easily indeed. And just getting up to be second, Eteric Blue ahead of Hangover. And they're running for the second semi-final. Bit of trouble in the midfield there, but trap 1. Pilot takes advantage to go on there, so 1 Pilot leads them round. Moving off wide there at that bend is trap 2, Canny Choice, as they head down the far side, but Canny Choice has got on terms with Pilot. Good race up front. There's a gap back to the rest as they come down towards that third bend, and it's 1 Pilot in front of 2, Canny Choice, who's coming again though on the outside, running awfully wide as they come off that final bend. It's Pilot and Canny Choice, nip and tuck all the way to the wire. Canny Choice and Pilot, that's tight. It looks as though Canny Choice has just won it from Pilot. third semi-final. Oh, the favourite done no favours there, way up Slippy finds problems out of the boxes. Up front, though, it's trap 2, Poto Cobra, who goes round in front, being chased by trap 3, Pond Isocles. After he's a gap back to 1, listen to him as they come down towards the third bend then, and it's 2, Poto Cobra leading by a good couple of lengths or so as they come off this final bend. And Poto Cobra out in front, listen to him, beginning to gain on the run-in up towards the line. It's going to be tight, and listen to him, gets up there. Listen to him wins it from Poto Cobra in second.
Well, that's how they earned the right to be in this Northern Puppy Derby final at Sunderland this evening. Barry, it was an eye-catching performance by the favourite, wasn't it? Justright Melody.
Oh, tremendous performance, yeah, but he only just made the corner. And I'm a little bit worried. They've got a dog inside him tonight. Poto Cobra has got tremendous early into the bend, and I think he holds the key to this race, because if he leads and doesn't cut the corner, keeps a middle course, I think 6 could struggle to get a run. But if 6 gets a run, then nothing will beat him. But I'm just a little bit worried about him getting a run round here.
OK, well, obviously Barry has 1 or 2 reservations. Well, we'll find out whether those reservations are correct or not in the next few minutes. Let's get the full lineup now with Errol.
And the draw as follows. In trap 1, listen to him, trained locally by Lee Raggett. In trap 2, Eteric Blue, again trained locally by Brian Ratcliffe. Trap 3, Pilot, trained by Sheffield trainer Peter Beaumont. Trap 4, Canny Choice, trained by Dawn Milligan here at Sunderland. Trap 5, Poto Cobra, trained by David Mullins, now at Catford. And in trap 6, Justright Melody, the only wide-seated runner here, trained by Tom Robinson.
Well, those are the 6 dogs then. Let's take a look at them all now in a little more detail, shall we? Listen to him, the dog from trap 1. Well, pretty experienced for a youngster, and certainly not without a chance, Barry.
No, he's got a chance, got a great draw, run a tremendous race first time out to pick up Poto Cobra. Whether he can pick him up again if he leads, or, you know, if Justright Melody leads, I don't think he'll pick him up, but run a tremendous race, has got the draw, and he's not without a chance.
Trained by Lee Raggett, and certainly not without a chance. Has beaten Justright Melody in the past. There's the dog that comes out of trap 2. It's Eteric Blue, really done pretty well to reach the final. Not much early pace, might have problems.
No, he hasn't got the early pace of these. I don't think he's got the class of these. He's done great to reach the final. He's done his connections proud, and they've done him proud. And as long as he comes off in one piece, I think they'll be happy, but it's asking a little bit too much for him to win.
Certainly one of the outsiders, Eteric Blue from trap 2. Trap 3 dog is Pilot, and well, trap 3 may not be too bad a draw for Pilot. Does have plenty of pace, and might have won his semi last week, but had a bit of bad at losing his action between the 3rd and 4th bends.
Yeah, he did run very well. In fact, I just spoke to the owners. They seem a lovely couple, and I wish him the best of luck. Whether he's fast enough to lead these dogs up remains to be seen, but he's got plenty of early, and if he leads, who knows? But I just a little bit doubt his class to beat these dogs.
And certainly they're going to need class to beat Justright Melody, no question about that. Canny Choice, now does this one have the class? You'd guess probably not. Reached the final of the Scottish Puppy Championship, finished last behind Justright Melody, which makes you think that Canny Choice has plenty to do.
Yeah, I think he's got an awful draw. He's got a very, very fast dog outside him in 5. He's got a fast dog inside him in 3, and I think he's got to get everything right to win, and he wouldn't be for me, but he's not without a chance if he got a run, but he's not one of mine for this.
Well, the 5 dog is certainly one who's an interesting one. This is Poto Cobra now. The trainer, David Mullins, says that if we're 3 clear at the final bend, he'll hang on. Will he?
Well, I think if I'm 3 clear at the final bend, I'd hang on. I think he holds the key to the race. He looks like he'll lead. What he does at the first bend will decide the race. I think if he cuts across to the rails, 6 gets a run, 6 will pick him up. But if he keeps a straight course and doesn't cut across to the rails, I think 6 has got a problem.
OK, well, there's Poto Cobra, perhaps one of the keys to the race. But this one, well, this is the one they've all been talking about in the northeast. Justright Melody, one of the most promising youngsters in the country. But let's just emphasise again the problems that might be caused by the draw. Yeah,
this is a very tight track, and he's got a great draw in the sense he's drawn in 6, but I don't think the track suits him 1,000%. The best dog in the race, without doubt, and if it was a galloping track, I'd have no hesitation. I mean, he'd be a 5-to-1 on chance with me on a galloping track.
When you say a galloping track, what's this? They've got tight bends, have they?
This is tight bends. The straights are reasonably long, but they're not that long. The bends are very sharp, and it's very hard to get 4 or 5 dogs round a corner. If we were at Swindon or Hackney, Hove, Wembley, places like that, this dog will be 5 to 1 on. But this is a tight track. He needs to do everything right. If he gets a clear run, he'll win.
Well, he's started odds on 11 times in his past 12 races, would you believe? Odds on tonight? Very likely. Let's find out from Errol.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, 4 to 7, Just Right Melody in trap 6, opened up 1 to 2. It's then 8 to 1, trap 1, listen to him, along with Pilot and Canny Choice. They're showing at 8 to 1, 10 to 1, Otto Cobra, and 33 to 1, trap 2, Ettrick Blue.
Right, here we have the simple question here. The best dog in the race, without a doubt, is a 6 dog. And what kind of run will he get round the first bend? I believe he might lean in, and I think this could be his downfall. I must strongly advise against betting the 7 of Oron, although I have no doubt he's the best dog in the race. If he hits the front at any stage, guaranteed it's good night nurse. But for me, it's not one to be on. The 2 dog, 50 to 1 in the place, Ettrick Blue. That won't finish last, and I think it might run a little bit better than its price would suggest. Rank outsider.
Interesting thoughts from Harry there. Words of encouragement for the connections of Ettrick Blue. Harry not too confident at all about Just Right Melody. We've heard that Barry isn't either. If Just Right Melody does get beaten tonight, Barry, what do you think it'll be beaten by?
I think 5 or 1. If he gets beat, 5 or 1 will beat him. But if he gets a clear run, I don't think these dogs are good enough to beat him, quite honestly. But the question is whether he gets a clear run. If he doesn't, 5 or 1.
Well, Just Right Melody's connections, of course, have already done very nicely this evening with Just Right Risky. I should tell you, by the way, that Tom Robinson's a big Clint Eastwood fan, and he's hoping to pick up a few dollars more this evening as well. Well, you can see the dogs being loaded at present. I think it's time that we cross to our commentator now, Errol Blyth.
And the favourite already in the striped jacket, Just Right Melody, in the boxes. You can see trap 4, Canny Choice, just going in, the black jacket. Otto Cobra, bit of support for that one. In fact, it's just going outward in the market, I beg your pardon, out to 10 to 1 from 8 to 1. Trap 3, Pilot, just going into the boxes there. If you back trap 5, Otto Cobra, you'll be expecting a fast start. He needs to break. Trap 6, Just Right Melody, like our pundits say, our experts, they say he's got to avoid trouble at the first bend, and if he does, if the 1 to 2 favourite, Just Right Melody, avoids the trouble, well then, it should be all over. Let's find out then. The hare's running then for tonight's feature, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby Final. £5,000 to the winner, 1 lap, 4 bends, 450 metres. And they're off and racing up towards the first bend. Already trouble on the mid-division. Trap 5, Otto Cobra is going to reap her. Look where trap 6 is, Just Right Melody. And Just Right Melody's just taken it up. It's all over. Start counting your money if you back this one. Just Right Melody streaks clear from 5. Otto Cobra in second. After these we've got 4. Canny Choice. But as they go around the third bend, it's all Just Right Melody. Superb early pace. And it's making a mockery of this race, going right away. Wins it by 8 lengths at least. Trap 6, Just Right Melody wins it. Trap 2, Ettrick Blues run a good race to chase it home in second, but a distance clear was Just Right Melody. Led at the first bend, powerful sort, and once he'd gone round the first 2 bends, it was all over.
It certainly was. What a performance it was by Just Right Melody. Well, we had doubts about this one beforehand, all really hinged on the early stages of the race, but by the time they were around the first bend, it was really all over, and there was only one winner, the odds-on favourite, Just Right Melody, proving value in the end. Let's take another look at this performance. This is the crucial part of the race, Barry.
Yeah, 5 broke very well, and he started to make his way across to the inside, going into the corner, which gives 6 a lot of room. And once 6 has got that room, I mean, he's in a different parish, isn't he? So you see 5's boring across to the rails, desperate to get to the inside, which gives 6 literally the whole of the track to run in. And once he's got that, I mean, the race is over. He comes from a different planet, doesn't he, to these?
It's fantastic performance. I should tell you as well, the noise once Just Right Melody hit the front here was absolutely deafening. No question at all that plenty of people have put their money on this one this evening. Just Right Melody, and really it's just a race for the minor places, which I think Ettrick Blue comes through.
I think Ettrick Blue got second, yeah, but I mean they're really racing amongst themselves, aren't they? I would have thought this dog's the only one chasing the hare. There's nothing else can see it. I mean, it's gone so far clear. It's been a long time since I've seen a dog do this to what is comparatively a fair, a good field.
And of course, this dog also now picks up an extra £2,000 as a bonus for winning the Scottish Puppy Championship at Powderhall recently. Holds a track record at Brough Park. This must be some dog.
I mean, I'd have thought he's done a hell of a time tonight. Yeah, I mean, 27.47 is very quick. I mean, he is a very good dog. Excellent dog. They tell me that a few weeks ago they turned down £22,000 for him. And some people said to me they must be mad, but looking at that, he'd be worth all of that, wouldn't he, Jeff, you know?
Yeah, well, what a performance that was. You saw their odds-on favourite as well, but it really was an eye-opening performance from Justright Melody, and what a night this is turning out to be for Tom Robinson. He's based up there in Durham. I don't think he has too many dogs, actually, does he, Barry?
No, he's only got a handful of dogs, but does superb with them. I mean, the least number of dogs you've got, the more work you can put into them, the more you can look after them. And obviously, he really does look after these. I mean, all he needs now is to re-release that song 2468 Motorway, and he's got a hat-trick of wins tonight, hasn't he?
Well, the way he's doing now, it will go straight to number one, wouldn't it? No question about it at all. Well, there's the hero of the hour, Justright Melody, and, well, what a performance that was. It really was tremendous, and Tom Robinson will have been absolutely delighted with that. The presentation taking place, that's Dave Barcutt, the operations director of Dransfield Novelty Limited, who's doing the honours there by presenting Justright Melody's connections with the trophy and, of course, the cheque for £5,000 plus that £2,000 bonus for having won the Scottish Puppy Championship at Powder Hall as well. Not bad for a night's work, £7,000, not bad for 20-odd seconds' work in actual fact, although, of course, we all know that a great deal more work goes into it than that. Well, we've seen a couple of fantastic performances, haven't we, in the last few minutes, but you'll have to go a long way to see a better performance than that from Justright Melody, the winner of the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby final, a very deserving winner as well. We're going to show you something just a little bit different in a moment, because we're going to go jumping. It's next on Sky Sports. Sunderland Stadium still absolutely buzzing after that performance in the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby final from Justright Melody. It really was an eye-opener. Clive Lawrence is with the winning connections now.
Hello, Tom. About half an hour ago we talked about Justright Melody. Was he an odds-on shot? He's proved it tonight.
Definitely, yeah. It's easy to see it now, but for me, he was always going to be our John's chance with a run.
Now,
if he got a run, you couldn't oppose him.
Now, the prospects for Justright Melody, he's by a 1992 Derby winner, Philo Melody. Can he emulate his sire's feat?
Difficult. He won, he was such a good dog himself, but we'll have to wait and see. The dog's done everything I've asked of him, and it's a tricky track to run, and he's done the job right.
So all roads lead to Wimbledon, or something else?
No, I wouldn't commit myself at the moment, but it's, I'll be taking up the Scottish Derby. That's where I'll train him from home. I wouldn't train him from home and travel to Wimbledon. It's
so the big
too much.
The big wide track at Shorefield will suit him better than this one?
Oh, I would think so. It doesn't run this one bad, like.
Okay. Well, good luck. Well done. £5,000 to you, and spend it wisely.
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
It's a man after my own heart. My money's always gone before I get it as well. Now then, we have one more live race still to come for you. It's around 5 minutes' time. But before that, we're going to show you a race that took place a little earlier this evening. It was the 9:35. It was the Dransfield 450. This is how they bet just before the off. Let's take a look. And there you can see that we had, well, 2-1 on favourite. I think that should be the Paddy's Beggar. Might even be 4-9. 4-9 on Paddy's Beggar. 3-1 the dog from track 2, Gold Dune.
And they're off and racing up towards the first bend, and 6 Colorado Duke away well along with trap 2 Gold Dune, and Gold Dune on the inside goes on 5, just checked up badly there. Paddy's Beggar the odds on favourite, so as they head down the far side, and 2 Gold Dune is some 2 lengths clear from 6 Colorado Duke. 5 trying to get back into the picture. Paddy's Beggar as they go around the second last bend, and it's still 2 Gold Dune, but here comes Paddy's Beggar. This will be an amazing run if it gets up off the final bend. It's Gold Dune who still has the call. Gold Dune's going to win though. Gold Dune wins it from 5. Paddy's Beggar in second. Great run from the runner-up, the favourite, badly hampered at the first bend, but let's take nothing away from the winner. Trap 2, Gold Dune, made most here to win this 450-metre open.
Well, there we are. Gold Dune, the winner at 3-1, and let's just confirm the favourite's price there. 7-4 on favourite in second place out of trap 5. But the 2-dog Gold Dune, the winner at 3-1. Well, that was a little earlier this evening. Took place at 9:35, but of course we're racing live here on Sky Sports this evening. 4 live races in all. We've had 3 already. We have something just a little different coming up for you now. It's the BGRF Hurdle Trophy. Yes, hurdling here at Sunderland tonight. Let's check the lineup with Errol.
And the lineup as follows, Jeff. In trap 1, Machiavelli, trained locally by Eddie McDermott. In trap 2 is Oak Dean Express, trained by Bruce McDonald at Middlesbrough. Trap 3 is Michael's Image, trained at Catford by David Mullins. Trap 4 is Dancing Legend, trained by Jan Little at Sunderland. Trap 5 is Asprey, trained by Ron Barber at Bellevue, the first of 2 wide runners. And trap 6 is Shy Duchess, trained by David Mullins again at Catford, another wide-seated runner.
And that race just a couple of minutes away at present. Barry Silkman's been our guest all evening. Of course, we mentioned the fact that you're a pro footballer, Barry, and these days you're a Greyhound trainer. How many dogs have you got yourself?
Actually, in training, I've got about 12 or 13, but I've got 20. All the others are old, retired. They're a bit like me.
Yeah. Oh, you keep your retired Greyhounds
Oh, yeah,
yourself?
yeah, I keep them all, yeah. Never let them go.
Any hurdlers amongst them, then?
No, none. My wife is the closest one to a jumper, I think. Every time I shout at her, she jumps, but other than that, no, none at all.
Does it require a special sort of dog to be able to hurdle?
Yeah, I think you need a brave dog. A lot of people put dogs who are not that genuine. They tend to put them over hurdles, but you've got to have a brave dog. Otherwise, they run towards that hurdle, they see it and they hesitate. So basically, you need a brave dog, and he's got to have a bit of speed on the flat.
Okay, well, we're just waiting for the parade here for our final race of the evening. It's, as I say, a hurdle, and you can see they're coming out at present. Brave dogs, we hope and do. That's Machiavelli leading them out there. That's the dog that goes out of trap 1. Machiavelli, a bit of a slow starter and fairly infrequent runner over hurdles. Any chance would you give this one, Barry?
None. In fact, my wife Alison has got more chance than this one. Absolutely none.
Which trap's she coming out of then?
Probably trap 7. I think she's a reserve. No, none at all.
No chance then for Machiavelli. A surprise, I think it's safe to say, if he was to figure in the shake-up. Now this is Oak Dean Express, the 2-dog, formerly a pretty useful dual-purpose dog, but has had a lot of injuries recently.
Yeah, he was a fair dog, this dog, at Wimbledon some while ago, but as you say, he has had a lot of problems with injuries. He's a fast dog. Whether he's sound, whether he's good enough to beat these, I wouldn't like to say, but I don't like backing dogs who have been injured for 4 or 5 months, so I'd rather pass him over.
Okay, well, Oak Dean Express passed over by Barry. I wonder if he'll pass over Michael's Image, track record holder for this trip and making a return to the track after getting David Mullins off the mark as a Catford trainer last week. Fancy this one?
He's a danger. Yeah, he's got a chance, not without a chance. David's got 2 runners in it. I would say this is the best of the 2. Runs his track very, very well. They tell me he was a good dog on the flat up here and jumped very, very well when he was here. Looking out there, they're quite high hurdles, so they'll need to jump well, and this dog is a danger.
Well, that's Michael's Image, the 3-dog. Coming out of trap 4 will be Dancing Legend, second in the Irish Grand National final behind Bayview Blaze, and well, if it was to repeat that sort of form, you think would be a good thing?
Yeah, if he jumps, it is a good thing, Jeff, if he stands up. The only problem is the Irish hurdles are quite low, and these hurdles here are very high. It's a bit like running a hurdle race and a chase race, really, on horse racing. But if he stands up, I think he'll definitely win. He's a little bit different class to these.
Okay, Dancing Legend, different class then. Here's the 5-dog. It's Asprey, a handicapper from Bellevue. Well, trainer has a good record with his hurdlers, but you'd think this one has a big task.
Yeah, no possible at all. Absolutely no. I think he's making up the numbers, but good luck to him if he does win, but I can't fancy him.
But Barry is certainly man, doesn't hedge his bets. The Asprey, no chance. Machiavelli, no chance. What about Shy Duchess? Used to be graded here. Jumping can be a bit suspect. Another one of David Mullins.
Yeah, that's right. He's jumping suspect. His times at Catford in trials are not too great. He got beaten his only race at Catford. I would suspect that David's other dog in 3 is a better dog.
Okay, well, it's between the 3-dog and the 4-dog as far as Barry's concerned, but he's plumping for the 4-dog. Let's check on the betting with Errol.
And here's the latest betting then for the British Greyhound Racing Fund Hurdle Trophy, 450 metres, and trap 4, Dancing Legend, 4-7, having opened up at 1-2. It's then 9-4, trap 3, Michael's Image, and these 2 dominating the market. You can see trap 2, Oak Dean Express, is 5-1, 12-1, trap 5, Asprey, 20-1, trap 6, Shy Duchess, and the outsider in trap 1, Machiavelli, at 25-1.
This looks a straight fight between the 2, 3 and 4 here. 3 probably the better jumper and 4 the faster dog. Take your pick, really. At these odds, I'd probably say 3 was a shade better value. Barry's up there looking down at me, giving me a bit of stick for being outside in the cold. I wouldn't mind a tenner for every time me and Barry were stuck outside on the terraces at Hackney on a Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. The only difference is I wasn't supposed to be training with Leighton Orient, and Barry was.
Thanks very much indeed, Harry. Barry, yeah, cracking good crowd here at Sunderland tonight. Is this indicative of the state of health of greyhound racing?
No, I mean, this is a terrific crowd here tonight. They've put on a fabulous night. Everyone seems to be enjoying it. In fact, I was just looking and thinking there's more people here than there are at Leighton Orient Football Club on a Saturday, but then again, that's not very hard, is it? No, tremendous crowd. I mean, greyhound racing does need a boost, and the more coverage it gets from TV, the better. And I think they should do more to get some coverage for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Barry, they've been doing it in style here at Sunderland this evening. One more live race still to come. Let's have another show of betting.
And you can see that the favourite, trap 4, Dancing Legend, is weak. Opened up 1-2, out to 4-5. You can see support for trap 2 here. Oak Dean Express, somebody knows something. 5-1, down to 7-2. Michael's Image is drifting with that support with Oak Dean Express. Michael's Image 2-1 out to 3-1. And the outsiders here, trap 5, Aspie at 12s, Shy Duchess at 20s, and Double Carpet, Machiavelli in trap 1. So the last couple going in, then they've got 4 flights to jump here as the last one goes in. Trap 1, Machiavelli, the complete outsider. That's it, all in. They've been checked over. That's the signal for the hare to start running. They're all set then for this hurdle event, 450 metres, and they're off and racing up towards the first flight. And the market principals seem to have it. And trap 3 now, Michael's Image takes up the lead, 6. Shy Duchess goes off and chasing second. All sorts of problems there for 4 and 1. And as they head down the far side towards the second flight, then over at 3, jumping big and bold. Michael's Image is clear from trap 5. Aspie in second as they go around the second last bend. It's 3, Michael's Image, quite weak in the market, but leading a merry dance here. Trap 5 trying to close. Just one more flight to be jumped. Over it, jumps it really big. Trap 3, Michael's Image wins it. Trap 5 was second. Aspie, a surprise the second there, but trap 3, Michael's Image, got the better of Dancing Legend early on, jumped well throughout. Perhaps the last flight was his most trickiest one, but a successful journey in the end for David Mullins, all the way from London at Catford.
Yeah, happy return for David Mullins, no question about that. Down in Catford these days, but of course used to be based up here in Sunderland. And Michael's Image getting the better of what was a pretty dramatic race, and Dancing Legend, the odds-on favourite. Well, we knew his fate pretty early, as we're about to see, and jumping was the problem initially.
Yeah,
anyway, Barry.
I mean, he comes to the first hurdle, he jumped it 50 foot in the air. I mean, it took him a week to come down again, and once he come down, he lost his footing, and that was the end of it.
And then at this bend, all chances gone, because...
yeah, I mean,
well,
one's run off and put him on the floor. I mean, he's done well to stand up. I think he must have had a ballet dancing shoes on there to stand up. I mean, I don't know how he kept his feet. And once 3's in front, that's it. I mean, he's made a bit of a mistake, 3 down the far side, but his pace is different class to these, and the race was over as a contest. I mean, the race was made at the first hurdle for 3. And once 4 jumped so high that he had no chance.
Tell you what, some of these hurdles, though, I mean, they do look big hurdles as well. Do the dogs jump them naturally?
These are very... No, they don't, actually, but these are very, very high hurdles. I mean, they're the highest hurdles I've seen. I think it's a bit like going Beecher's Brook at Aintree, you know? They're very high hurdles. And obviously 4 had the wrong jockey on him coming to the first hurdle. I think he had Johnny Frankham on him after he'd retired, and he looked at that hurdle and thought, I don't really want to go over that.
OK, well, Michael's Image, there he is, successful in the hurdle. Let's check the SP with Errol.
And here's the result then for the British Greyhound Racing Fund hurdle. Trap 3, Michael's Image, the winner at 3-1. Trap 5, Aspie second at 14-1. The winning time 28.68, and the chart forecast paid £42.87.
Well, it's all gone a bit south for Mr. Roberts here. He was giving me a bit of stick after the last race going against the favourite, but I did back the second at 40-1, but he went 7-2 the winner on the off there. I thought the 9 of all was big, and when he went 7-2, I just had to help myself. We knew the 4 was a dodgy jumper because the Irish hurdles are so soft, but haven't we seen 4 great greyhounds tonight? The first 3 really looked top class, and a nice hurdle performance there. Don't forget, greyhound racing is without a doubt the greatest spectator sport in the world. And if this is the first time you've seen it, make sure you go to your local track, be it Flapping or NGRC. There's nothing like it for excitement. Greyhound racing, the best in the world.
Thanks very much indeed, Harry. Harry doing his bit there for the sport, and why not? I should tell you, by the way, that Justright Melody, the winner of the big race this evening, the Dransfield Northern Puppy Derby, will next go to Bellevue and run in the Manchester Puppy Cup. It certainly was an eye-catching performance here this evening, and you'd think that that one's going to take all the beating at Bellevue as well. Now then, the presentation is going on for Michael's Image, the winner of our last race there. Kevin Wild, who's the owner of both Sunderland and Brough Park stadiums, as well, doing the honours there on behalf of the BGRF. Michael's Image winner. I wonder who the winners will be next Saturday evening, because we're off racing again, but a different form of racing. It's the Winning Post Special, the Breeders' Cup. It comes live from Churchill Downs in Kentucky, where British horses and European horses have an exceptionally good record in Breeders' Cup terms. We've got the Turf and the Classic live. We'll have recordings of all the other races, including, of course, Lock Song. That's next Saturday at 9 o'clock. It's live and exclusive on Sky Sports. Well, that's next Saturday. Barry, enjoyed your night tonight?
Fantastic, yeah, brilliant. I didn't have a bet either, so I saved my money. So, no, good night, tremendous night. I mean, they've put on a great night here, Sunderland, haven't they?
They certainly have.
Yeah,
Thanks very much indeed for joining us this evening, Barry. Well, it's been quite a night here at Sunderland, and, well, Justright Melody lived up to his name, didn't he? Got it just right on the night. This is how. Good night.